A taxi driver stranded in Pakistan after fleeing the Taliban in Afghanistan is pleading to bring his family to Scotland. Jan Mohammed Ahmadzai had lived in Glasgow for 16 years and had been visiting his wife and children in Kabul when the Taliban seized power.
These are the kids waiting to evacuate. I don't know, what's the next step? What should we do? Say it's dangerous to go ahead.
The desperate plea of a father trying to get his young family to a place he's called home for 16 years. What started as a visit to see his newborn baby boy has now become a rescue mission, as a family of 7 are now stranded in Pakistan. With his British passport, Jan Mohammed Ahmadzai, his wife and children, the youngest only a week old, were set to board an evacuation flight in Afghanistan in August. An explosion at Kabul airport then made that escape impossible.
Big heavy crowd. It was like a human shield. We just got saved from the bomb. We were just inches away. After the bomb explosion, I can see them. They are not as normal as they used to be, smiley or laughy. It's most of the things just disappeared. It's changed. It's nothing normal, now.
Talking about dying and death and things like that, everybody's going to die. We all know that's going to happen to you. But the only thing is you've got a wee time bomb.
Mary's been living with her secondary breast cancer for 3.5 years. It's currently static and her chemotherapy treatment is stopping it from growing. She's been receiving counselling from Cancer Support Scotland to help her and her family come to terms with the diagnosis.
During the COVID, it was a lifeline for me. Especially the time when you need it most.
The illness is one of Scotland's biggest killers, and latest figures show key waiting time standards for beginning treatment from urgent referral within 2 months have been missed again. Good evening. The Scottish Conservatives are split tonight on the future of the Prime Minister after he was given a police fine for his 2020 birthday party in Downing Street. Government Justice Minister Lord Wolfson quit his role tonight, saying he had to be consistent with his obligation to uphold the law. Meanwhile, Scottish Tory leader Douglas Ross says he's backing Boris Johnson while there's a war in Ukraine. But his predecessor Ruth Davidson says the Prime Minister must go, and go now. Tanya's getting on with the day-to-day, but her thoughts are elsewhere.
My grandmother, she's got cancer, and we don't know how long she has, but we can go and see them, and then she can't, at the moment, escape just because of her condition.
Her dad and grandmother are still in the city of Mykolaiv, which is being hit by Russian missiles on a daily basis. Her cousin is fighting on the front line near Odessa. His wife, Yulia, and child Miroslava are adapting to life in the east end of Glasgow after fleeing the country. The 4-year-old is attending nursery, but the language barrier makes it hard to fit in. The UK has received 65,000 applications for visas. Of those, more than 29,000 have been approved. 4,700 are through the sponsorship scheme, and in Scotland, 210 visas in total have been awarded. The Home Office says it's moving as quickly as possible to ensure those fleeing Ukraine can find safety in the UK. But with the applications submitted, all sponsors like Fiona and Victoria can do now is wait. Passionate with a profound sense of justice, teenagers Alia and Amina are using their voice to eradicate racism from the Scottish curriculum. The pair are now captains as part of a charities campaign to bring education in line with a modern Scotland.
In RE and modern studies, some of the materials have been straight up racist.
Today's figures reveal 256 people died while living on the streets in the last year. That's an increase of 40. Charities say people are struggling to get into permanent accommodation. The Salvation Army is one of the biggest providers of homelessness services in Scotland. The figures obtained by the charity show that at least 424 individuals exceeded council targets last year alone for staying in temporary accommodation. Some stayed as long as 152 days. And finally, Glasgow has launched its bid to host Eurovision after it was confirmed it will be coming to the UK next year. The Hydro is the likely destination if it does come to the city. It's after this year's winners, Ukraine, were ruled out by organisers because of the ongoing war with Russia. Glaswegians are welcoming the prospect of the song contest coming to town.
Okay, Glasgow, best people in the world. Can you beat it?
I think Glasgow is very intercultural and very tolerant and open-minded, so I think it's the perfect kind of city to embody something like the Eurovision Song Contest, because essentially it's all about unity.
I've already been discussing with my friends our costumes, we're ready to go.
There would be some party that does come to Glasgow. Now Philip has a look at the weather.